Hey yo, what's going on everybody? It's Tylarious, aka Ty Killington. Yeah, man. In this video, I will be reviewing one of the brand new cop cars that just got introduced with this week's update from the Bottom Dollar Bounties DLC. This is the Vapid Dominator FX Interceptor, right? This is based off of the old late 70s, early 80s Ford Mustang Fox body, right? So this is like an iconic car. I mean, all through the 80s into the early 90s, this was the Mustang to have. It was cheap, had a V8, you can make a lot of power with not that much money, and it was a very light vehicle as well. So, you know, and it does drive okay. It's not too bad. Let's talk about the price, though. The Dominator FX is actually a $4,950,000 vehicle. However, it is pretty easy just to do a couple of bounty missions and you'll be able to unlock the buy it now price as you see it for $3,712,500, right? And yeah, we've had this vehicle in the game for quite some time. It's just a rotted out, burned out vehicle. It's just a prop, really. But, the Dominator FX is a vehicle that people have wanted in the game a long time. It looks cool, but I do have a serious issue with these cop cars, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. I want to kind of go on. Let's continue with the actual review of the vehicle first. As you see, it is rear-wheel drive. It looks good. They did a good job. You have the vest, the nightstick in the back right there. You got the old school, late 70s, early 80s, cop lights on there. The motor looks good. Let's talk about the customization now. And for a vehicle that costs almost $5 million, right, it better have some good customization. Even at the, buy it now price of 3.7, still better have some good customization as a cop car. And yeah, it does. And important thing is that you can also customize this vehicle to make it look like a regular civilian vehicle as well. Again, more on that later. But yeah, it looks great. I love the customization. We're going to the different exhaust options right here. Looks really good. We got the different kind of grill options as well. Very, very close to what the, the IRL version looked like. I mean, it's really cool. Surprised Rockstar can get away with some of this stuff. But it looks good. As you see right there, we got the all the different types of hoods also. You got your different light options. There is no ground lights. And even though that's probably not appropriate for just like cop version of this car, right? For if you want to make this a civilian vehicle, you want that option to have the ground lights on there as well. Now, you have 10 different liveries, though. We're going through LSPD, State Trooper, Highway Patrol, County Sheriff, Port Authority light, State Trooper light, the Highway Patrol light, the County Sheriff light. You have the Sheriff Beater as well. Looks really cool. So you can you definitely have some cool little different options for your livery for this to be a fully, functioning, kitted out cop car. And yes, as you saw in the description of the vehicle, this cop car does work for the dispatch work. I mean, that should be obvious, but if not, let me go ahead and say it. You got your emergency lighting options as well, so you can kind of make the lights look a little bit more modern also. If you want to keep that old school retro look, you can do that. Then you have the searchlight options, always cool, always fun. For your paint scheme, you got your primary, which will be the outer, the hood, the trunk, the roof. And your secondary will be the door panels and the mirrors. And also the roll cage, which we'll see here in just a moment. So there's a roll cages right here. You can put that in. I like that. It's a nice touch, definitely. You've got several different skirts options as well. And you can really make this look like, I mean, I've seen this car a million times, growing up. They all have the same body kit. They may have a little bit different spoiler, but it's all very, very close to what these cars looked like back in the day, right? Definitely, if you knew this guy, he was absolutely a redneck, probably sold some meth on the side, had this car literally until he crashed it. DUI one night. So yeah, you know this guy. Yeah, you know this guy. Let's talk about the performance. Now, I have the Dominator FX lined up here against the Gauntlet Interceptor, the Impaler LX Cruiser, and the Impaler SZ Cruiser. And I'll also show you here in a later clip all these vehicles up against the Stanier Cruiser as well. And this is unofficial, right? Just at the airport, but you get an idea. Looks like the Gauntlet Interceptor for top speed straight line is still going to be the better vehicle to go with. However, the Dominator FX Interceptor is not that far behind it. If you get a good jump start, you can actually keep up with the Gauntlet Interceptor a little bit. So it's definitely a vehicle that's going to be it's viable to use back and forth. But if you still want the top one overall, it looks like the Gauntlet Interceptor will be the one you want to go with. But one of my biggest issues with these cop cars is the fact that you can't resell them. You need to own a property with a garage or a mechanic or workshop to be able to modify these vehicles. Or, it's just kind of, I don't know, they're just very expensive. And a lot of us already purchased the cruisers, the Stay Near cruisers, right? And those are millions of dollars. And as you'll see here coming up, in terms of usability, they're so much slower than the Gauntlet Interceptor, the Dominator FX Interceptor. So it's kind of, I wish we could at least sell them and get some of the money back. I wish there wasn't, in a way, kind of a paywall to be able to modify them, some of these vehicles. So, and the fact that we have to either use the civilian variants or wait for them to even come into the game. The Dominator FX will be in the game shortly. But, we can't use the emergency vehicles in races or to test them. Even though there's no difference, there shouldn't be any difference in them. It'd be good just to see if there is. Because IRL, the cop cars or the civilian variants of the cop cars usually aren't as fast. The cop cars usually have, added performance features in them. That's, part of the whole Interceptor package. So the civilian car in IRL, in real life, is typically doesn't have the same performance as the cop car variants of that vehicle. So it'd be nice to have like a separate class itself for the emergency vehicles to use in races. That'd be fun to have like cop car races. That'd be a blast. So there's a few things like that, just the overwhelming and this overpriced vehicles. Can't get this, can't resell them, can't fully, utilize them in the game. Trust me, Rockstar, I love the fact that we can use these with dispatch missions. That's a blast. I love that they're in the game. I hate that we had to wait so long to get them, but I love that they're here. But I would still like to, be able to use and get my money's worth out of them a little bit more and at least, sell them back and get money for them. If there's a couple of cop cars that I bought previously that just aren't viable anymore, right? So at least have that option. That's just my main gripe with it. Now, final thoughts on whether or not I believe you should make the purchase for this vehicle. This is where I'm at with this, okay? If you just want the cop cars to do the dispatch missions and to have a cop car, if you've got the Gauntlet Interceptor already, that looks like it's going to be the top dog. This is going to be the fastest. It's better handling overall, the newer, model vehicle. Then you can skip this. We're talking, 4 million plus, even on the cheap price, right? However, if you want the FX because it's nostalgia, remember we're getting the Dominator FX civilian variant soon. It's in the drip fed content, so maybe you hold off and wait for that vehicle. It's only $1,550,000. But if you want the cop car also, if you got plenty of money, you just want to, have some fun with it, spend it, then yeah, go for it, definitely. But this is a vehicle that you can pass up. I hate to say that because the Fox Body Mustang is such a, iconic vehicle, but I'm thinking of the civilian variant that'll be coming out a little bit later on. Save millions of dollars and just go with that, right? Again, unless you've got plenty of money, you can have both. So that's where I'm at with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel for the Ills and Reels content and the game smash. Smash that like button. We'll see you guys in the next video, all right? Peace out. Yeah!